Cannabis Common Sense, the show that tells the truth about marijuana and the politics behind its prohibition.
Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Cannabis Common Sense. We have a great show for you tonight. John Cornett and Jan Sue are standing by in the wings, waiting to play some original music for us. How are you folks tonight?
Oh, good.
We're doing
really
good.
Good.
I
Good.
wasn't
Me
seeing
too.
anything on the screen, so I thought maybe
We have some video we'll
we
be
do.
rolling here shortly
just
of the
voices.
world's most famous cannabis user endorsing us. But we'll talk more about that. Casper Leach is standing by right beside me, ready to go. But first, we're going to bring out our infamous Nancy Cannabis Leaves.
I feel the force.
All right, so now we're jumping over to some music with John Cornett and Jan Sue. Welcome back, folks.
Thank you very much, Paul. This is a song we wrote on this set last week, and I think we refined it a little better this week.
Hopefully. If
That's
not, we'll
great.
keep playing it until we do.
That's a good practice.
Thank you. Waking up, waking up, waking up, waking up.
Chemicals billowing high in our skies. They say it's all good, just more of their life.
Had enough.
Now it's love and truth we're choosing to share to a world that's ready in a world that cares.
Waking up, waking up, waking up, waking up. We're masters of a new destiny where we can all be we can all be free.
Calling all people, all colors, all tribes. It's time to awaken. It's time to arise.
Waking up, waking up, waking up, waking up. Waking up, waking up, waking up, waking up.
Pharmaceuticals and GMOs are rotting our minds, while fluoridation poisons our water supply.
Had enough.
Since the banksters and gangsters have all had their day, it's time for us to come together for a brand new way.
Waking up,
Waking up,
waking up, waking up. We're masters of a new destiny where we can co-create, where we can all be free.
calling all people, all colors, all tribes. It's time to awaken. It's time to arise.
Waking up, waking up, waking up, waking up. Waking up, waking up, waking up, waking up.
couple of
Nice.
boomers.
Thank you.
Nice way to
Thank you.
wake up.
Thank you.
That was great.
Beautiful, beautiful. Very nice.
All right, welcome, Casper.
Thank you, Paul.
That was John Cornette and Jan Sue. They'll be back at the end of the show with
How
a
did
little
you
bit more
find
music.
them? They are amazing.
They found us.
Really? Did you find us? Yeah. Thank you. Beautiful voices. You're great on the instruments. Lovely arrangements
Thank
on
Tim
lyrics.
Bates for helping bring you
We
in.
don't say it enough, but you are. Huh? Really? Thank you.
So we have a great show for you tonight. It is our 627th episode, and we have some great film clips a little bit later, a little bit of show and tell, and we'll be taking your phone calls. You can call us at 503-288-4448. That's 503-288-4448. We'll be taking your calls right up to the top of the hour. We've had a pretty busy week. I've been bopping around the western part of the United States, working
have.
on various things. I got to hang out with.
Well,
you want to hold that sign up?
Well, I was gonna say it's like every time I get a text message from you, you're in LA or you're doing something with this guy here. I don't know if he's got a CD out or two. He's been in a movie. You may have heard of him. His name is what's his name?
Willie Nelson. Move it over a little bit.
Willie
closer that way. You
Nelson.
got the
Yeah,
files in the front.
he's done a
This is
couple
pretty-
of concerts too, right?
He's done a few over the
Yeah,
years. He's
okay.
78, and I got to see him perform at a brand new opening of the Smith Center, a new performing arts center in Las Vegas. It was hosted by this
Did he
fellow
sound as
Neil
good as
Patrick.
always?
Yep, he did. He had a trio with him, Willie Nelson, and Merle Haggard and Emmylou Harris. Then there was also John Fogerty was there, and lots of folks. Hey, your glare's worse, but oh well. Yeah, that's a pretty nifty thing. Paul English, that's his drummer.
Who did your poster? Beautiful job.
Yeah, he's kind of a farcical candidate, is the way to put it. But he has done a endorsement of our Oregon Cannabis Tax Act petition. Our petition would legalize the sale of marijuana to adults through state licensed stores, and it would allow adults to grow their own without any permit. It would also allow farmers to grow industrial hemp, and that would not be regulated. It would free up the seeds, the sales of seeds and starts of all strains of cannabis, so no one big company could get them. If you want a license to cultivate, process, or sell marijuana, we mandate that they are equitably distributed among all applicants based upon market demand. And so no one big Monsanto, Reynolds, Philip Morris type company could come in and take it over. So we need your help on this petition. You can go to cannabistaxact.org. That's cannabistaxact.org, and you can print out the petition. You can sign a single sided petition sheet and mail it into our office on Northeast Sandy. The address is right there and on our website. You can fill out our volunteer form, and we'll mail you multiple signature petition sheets, and you can also donate. In fact, if you donate to the Oregon Cannabis Tax Act, if you're an Oregon taxpayer, you get a tax credit. That's not a deduction, it's a credit where you get up to $50 a person or up to $100 for married couples filing jointly. So
Jointly?
Jointly. I know you love that
I
word.
love
He's
that
our
word.
joint host. He loves that.
baby.
And so I know on your radio show, every time you say joint, you're supposed to take a puff.
That's right. That's right. We have a lot of joint friends that come on and have joint discussions.
That's right. That's right. And anyway, we'll talk more about that in just a minute. We are taking your phone calls now. So welcome to our show, caller.
Hi, Paul.
Howdy.
I had a couple good questions. I kind of feel like we're in a movie theater and we're waiting for the movie to start, so I wanted to ask, when are we going to vote, meaning like just us voters, for the OCTA bill? Like, when are the ballots going to come out?
The ballot would come out, and all the ballots have to be turned in by November 6th of this year, November 6th. And if we win at that election on November 6th, we'll know by November 7th, probably by the night of the 6th. Then marijuana becomes legal on January 1st, 2013. You know, what is that, like 8.5 months or something, right?
Exactly.
So the clock is ticking. Right now, we have over 50,000 signatures. You can actually go to the Secretary of State's website and look up the submission log and see how many signatures have been turned in on each petition. And
What's it called?
it's the Oregon Cannabis Tax Act. And
No, the
so
submission log?
it's the submission log on the Oregon Secretary of State's website on the Elections Division site. But we have to get a total of 87,213 valid registered Oregon voter signatures by July 6th to qualify for the ballot. Right now we have over 50,000. We want to gather about another 80 to 100,000 signatures, and we've got about 110 days to do it. So really, we'd like to see about 1,000 signatures a day come rolling in. Right now, we have over 20 paid petitioners hired out there, and if anyone out there needs a job, and you like to walk a lot, like 10, 12 miles a day, you like to talk a lot, like ask people if they're registered voters, and if they'll sign our petition, we can hire you. We have a scale of $10 to $15 an hour, depending on your productivity. So if you're out there and you need a job, give us a call at 503-235-4606. That's 503-235-4606. Or come by our office at 2712 Northeast Sandy Boulevard.
All right, thanks. You answered about 3 questions that I didn't even ask. You took the words right out of my mouth. So thanks. I got a lot. I'll be looking forward to this November election. There's a lot of stuff that's going to happen this November. Yeah. But I was just going to also ask, I was just curious, can you tell me what's become of Tim Pate? I was always a fan of his, you know.
He's still here in town. He just had to concentrate on some other things. He's gone back and doing some glass blowing, and he'll be back on future shows.
That's good to hear, because I just missed an episode or two, and then I turned around and he was just gone. You know, you kind of disappeared like smoke, so I was hoping everything was all right.
He's like that. He can disappear like smoke, and you can turn, and there he is again. He just suddenly reappears. He's kind
of like the genie that grants us 3 wishes, I know.
Yeah.
And may I say something?
Sure.
First of all, we love Tim. If you're watching, love to you. But it's kind of like all the little who's out there. I think the song should be "Who Are You?" should be our little theme song, because we need all the little who's out there. People keep thinking while you're sitting there puffing away, well, we got enough signatures, or I don't need to get out there and sign.
No, we don't have enough signatures.
You need to get out.
We need your help.
Yeah, we need every voice.
Get your friends to sign, register to vote. Go out there and help us gather these signatures.
It's serious, because as you said, we can have a whole new world, a whole new paradigm in just how many months?
Just in less than 9 months.
Can you imagine hemp fuel, hemp paper, hemp fiber? And this guy can make it happen, but you can't do it alone. We need every little voice. So get out there, get signing, get your brothers and sisters, friends, neighbors, frat brothers, bring in your cousins, get them signed up, right?
That's exactly right.
I didn't mean to step on your lines like that, but really,
Please.
We need all the who's that we can find.
It's all right. Last summer, me and my wife both mailed ours in, so we can't do it twice, but we did our part, you know. So.
But if you know some other people, get them to sign. That's always
definitely
a good thing.
All right, thanks,
Every
you guys.
signature you gather for us is like contributing $1. It's $1 less we have to pay petitioners. So, and as I said, if you're an Oregon State taxpayer, there's a credit of up to $50 a person. All you have to do is check a little box on your tax form saying, I donated to an Oregon political committee. You don't even have to tell them it's the cannabis petition. You just check that box, and you'll get $50 a person back. So it's kind of like a loan. Think of it as a loan. Loan the Oregon Cannabis Tax Act $50. That's 50 signatures. And then come next year when you file your taxes, the state of Oregon will pay it back. So
sounds good. All right. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you. If you have a question or comment for us tonight, you can call us at 503-288-4448. That's 503-288-4448. Number just popped up there on your screen magically. And so, yes, we do need assistance on the drive, and we've got some big assistance from Willie Nelson.
Now, is he going to do a concert? Is he coming to town?
You know,
what's the deal?
I'm not going to get into this concert business again. I did a series of concerts last year, and I called them. They were supposed to be the benefits, and they were the anti-benefits. So our initiative would already be on the ballot if I hadn't lost all that money.
He's doing ads for us, then, and
he's done ads for us. He's helping some financially. We'll find out more in time.
All right.
But I've known Willie. You know, Gatewood introduced me to Willie, just like Gatewood introduced you to Willie. I know he introduced me in September of 1990. And I got a call from Gatewood saying, Willie Nelson's going to call you.
And there's a chance he's watching, so. We love you, Willie.
And we love you, Gatewood. We know he's watching. So Gatewood just passed away back on January 4th. And anyway...
so he's doing ads for us, and he's getting behind us on the
Well, he's
initiative?
done ads for us. He's getting behind it. In fact, we have a little ad. Maybe we can, we'll run it just after a couple more
Well, you know, the
phone
cool
calls here.
thing was it was Jack Hare that really opened up Willie's mind. Jack Hare, like my
And
mentor, your brother.
It was really Gatewood who opened up Jack Hare's mind, too. So
Exactly.
it was kind of a...
And that's what I thought was amazing. When Willie came on to the show, he gave Jack Hare all the credit for reading. It was like I was reading The Emperor Wears No Clothes. It was Jack Hare's findings that I came across. It was Jack Hare's research. I mean, if you listen to the interview, you realize that Jack Hare, had he not unearthed and did the work that he did, we would be so lost in the dark and nowhere on the verge of turning the
And
the
since
paradigm
you brought it
around.
up, I just have to throw it in as our longtime viewers know,
Yes.
the first edition of Jack Hare's book, The Emperor Wears No Clothes, was written in my house here in Portland back
I
in
came across it.
1985.
My copy of that, the little white cover of it.
Oh, yeah.
It's got a little thing up in the corner that talks about the Oregon tax initiative that was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found a copy of that while I was
marijuana
going through my files the other day, and I want to.
It's historic.
This guy's been working at this thing called relegalization for a couple of years.
I first went to a Washington, D.C. smoke-in put on by Dana Beal and Ben Mazzell and the
What a group of
Yippies
people.
at the White House in Washington, D.C. in July 4th, 1978. That was a week after my 18th birthday. And here I am, 51, still doing it. We have a caller. Welcome to the show, caller.
Oh, good evening.
Good evening.
I was just wondering who you and your counterparts are supporting for the Attorney General in the upcoming election race.
Oh.
Ellen Rosenblum.
Ain't she
Oh,
great?
I was
Ellen
gonna say,
Rosenblum.
Yes.
Tell him what.
The other guy, Holden, is a fascist Nazi who'll put us all in jail. A
What?
federal prosecutor.
Wait a minute, you need to apologize to that. I don't think the Nazis like that like to be in the same group with him.
But well, he's not as bad as the German Nazis. At
Oh.
least not yet. But
Well,
you never know how far they'll go. But what was your comment on
but doesn't she want to relegalize? Doesn't she want to stand behind Rosenberg? Stand behind the
Rosenblum?
Yeah,
will not prosecute medical marijuana patients.
Yeah, that's why.
Holden definitely will.
Yeah. So
Holden, in
definitely.
fact, as our interim U.S. attorney for the state of Oregon, sent out letters to many dispensaries and dispensary owners, landlords, and told them if they don't close down, we're going to come put you in federal prison. What a clown. So
Yeah, he's been real tight with law enforcement. I know that.
Yeah, he is. But Rosenblum, she's got a history as a judge, but she supports our right to choose.
And those who are watching, please go to her website, make a donation, go out and campaign for her, and let all your neighbors know what an amazing candidate she is and how she needs to be sitting in that office.
Oh, thanks for that, for the word of encouragement for her.
You are very welcome. Thanks for bringing up that important issue for Oregon voters.
You bet. Good night.
Good night. If you have a question or comment, you can call us at 503-288-4448. We have a film clip where the world's most famous cannabis user endorses our work.
Would that
Let's
be?
go ahead.
Would that be?
and
Would that be this guy right here?
This is an even better picture of him.
Is it?
Check this out.
Yeah. Watch right now.
It's short.
Hi, I'm Willie Nelson, and I urge you to support the Oregon Cannabis Tax Act to regulate marijuana and restore industrial hemp. This initiative will end adult marijuana prohibition and let our criminal justice officers focus limited resources on real criminals and not on marijuana users like me. OCTA will also allow farmers to grow hemp for fuel, fiber, and food, to create jobs and help our economy. Please support OCTA. Thank you.
So there you have it.
Thank you, Willie. We love you.
Yeah, we do. We got to be grateful to Mr. Willie Nelson for supporting our work, and he's been a longtime supporter of our effort to make marijuana legal, and so we're proud he could come on board and help with that.
Absolutely.
I sat in the studio on Wednesday recording that. I was the cameraman. And I got to watch him record 3 new songs. In fact, he took less than an hour for each song. One of them is the theme to a new movie coming out called Lawless. And as soon as he was done with that, I went into the studio and recorded that in. That was the second take, so he's pretty good there. Anyway, we'll find out more, and you can go out to our website at cannabistaxact.org. There it is, cannabistaxact.org, and print out a copy of the single petition sheet, sign that, and mail it in to us, or you can make a donation or sign up on the volunteer sheet to help us gather more signatures out there. We need your help to make this happen. Right now, our initiative has over 50,000 signatures. We need 87,213 registered Oregon voter signatures by July 6th. So we need your help. Willie wants you to help. So will you? Will he? We hope you will. Anyway, if you have a question or comment for us tonight, give us a call. 503-288-4448. That's 503-288-4448. And we have a caller. Welcome to the show, caller.
Hey, thank you, guys. It's been a while since I talked to you guys. I talked to you guys earlier in regards to Jack Hare. I was actually 12 years old up on McDaniel Road, Bryce's farm, who's blowing glass now. I was actually proofreading all those books that were being done in your book, and the Oregon Marijuana Initiative with John Sajo back and gives the proper respects to the proper people. And, you know, Jack just kicked me in the ass, folks. He said we need to get out there and get those votes. And that means me, too, because last I saw that gentleman that taught me a lot of things about politics and the realness that our schools aren't teaching our children. They're teaching our children socialism, and that's not good. So what we need to do is grab our children, our families, and our culture back. You know, and if we could pay our taxes, why can't we redo them? You know, the cotton industry and the oil industry at their turns. I've never heard of a pot farm blowing up home or anything.
No. You know, as soon as we legalize industrial hemp, we'll have a whole new economic paradigm as biofuels begin to replace petrochemicals, and hemp fiber will replace cotton. Most of the world's pesticides, 50% of the world's pesticides goes on the cotton crop. So it'll stop the poisoning of our environment with pesticides. We'll eliminate the need for a large percentage of those pesticides. We won't have to cut down our forests for fiber to make building materials and paper, because the surplus from making hemp fuel will feed the world's hungry and supply the fiber for clothing, paper, and building materials.
Yes, we definitely need to wake up and get out there and do something. I need some of those petitions sent to me so I could go out and get them filled out, and I could probably bring you some more so you could true.
Can you go to, do you have web access?
Yes, I do.
Just go right there to cannabistaxact.org and fill out that volunteer sheet at the bottom of that page. You can also print out single signature sheets so that you can gather single-sided single signature sheets. You can sign those and mail them in, print out multiples, and if you fill out the volunteer form, not only will we send you some volunteer sheets, but you can come get one of these nifty signs and go out to concerts and things like Blazer games and the Saturday market and help us gather signatures in public. And if anybody out there needs a job, we are hiring petitioners. Just come on down to our office at 2712 Northeast Sandy, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Or give us a call at 503-235-4606.
Guys, you're doing a wonderful job, and a wonderful job for this world. They just need to wake up and smell the delight.
Thank you. Appreciate your support.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a good night.
I know something that really agitated me on the internet and in the news.
What's that?
That apparently these privately owned prison owners are all stressed out about not being able to keep their prisons filled up if they're going to be working with the government. So they want our Congress to make some kind of guarantee that if they're going to become prison owners for our country, that
we'll keep their darn prisons full. That's scary.
Exactly. And
I want to put them out of business.
They want longer prison sentences, and they want actually more laws on the book. Now, I cannot believe who in the right mind would walk up and open their mouth and even say that out loud. My mama would just slap me for that. But nonetheless, can you believe that?
It's amazing. It's amazing. You know, there's some talk that large numbers of places are ready to put a lot of us away. So we've got to expand natural individual rights. And one of the key things is to legalize hemp and cannabis. I believe marijuana is a bellwether issue for the future of freedom of humanity. We've got to establish the freedom of consciousness and the freedom of thought. And if we don't now, with the advent of genetic technology, nanotechnology, and artificial intelligence and their rapid growth over the next 10 to 20 years, the future for freedom is dire. So we need, I think the first step is to restore hemp and legalize marijuana, and then to expand the natural individual rights. We have another caller, though. Welcome to the show, caller.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for taking my call. First, I have a comment, and I wanted to say that I hear a lot of people talking about access to medicine, and if they have the card, they have something that most people don't have, and they have this ability or right to grow their own.
Right.
And I think that a lot of people, if they'd have the attitude that a can-do attitude as far as I'm going to do it, I'm never ever going to pay for this again, having this magical license to grow their own, that they would do a lot better if they had that I can do it no matter what the space, and I will do it. So I just wanted to say that for people, if they adopt that attitude that they can grow their own, they will.
That's right. Very good point. Thanks for calling, making that statement. If you're out there and you have a question or comment for us tonight, call us at 503-288-4448. We'll be taking your calls right up to the top of the hour. So, Casper, tell them about your radio show. You started out doing the Time for Hemp television show, and that lasted for about a year.
Year and a half.
Year and a half in Los Angeles.
Exactly.
And Phoenix, right?
Well, that, and I was asked to be a guest speaker at National Normal in '91, and I filmed 42 interviews there, too.
Oh, all right.
And
we've recently started digitizing those interviews, including the one with Willie Nelson.
Which I think is amazing, because it's nice that not only are you and your team nice enough to take these tapes and bring them into the digital format so that people can learn from them, but they're so historic, and you're able to see the actual founders of all the movements that were happening as they were founding the organization. So you know what was going through Keith Stroup's mind when he was first starting out with Normal, what was going through Jack Hare's mind when he was first starting out the Help End Marijuana Prohibition organization, what was going through Kevin Zese's mind when he was founding the drug policy. And so you get all these great activists just as they're coming together into one spot and emerging upon the nation with the truth about paper, fiber, fuel, and medications. And it's very loving and caring that your team is nice enough to do that, not just because of my involvement with it, but because everybody, I've always said, that comes onto the show is a hero, and they are a superstar, and what they have to say needs to be heard by the entire planet, and you're actually making that possible even for these particular tapes, because that is something that I did tell.
And some of these people
all
are no
my
longer
guests.
with us, like our mentor, Gatewood Galbraith of Kentucky, Timothy Leary, who changed the world in many ways, and
Dr. Todd
McCrea, Jack Hare,
oh my gosh,
Captain Ed
Ed.
Adair, so many different people who were crucial in spreading the
Which
word
is
about
another
hemp
reason
and
why it's
cannabis.
nice that you and your team are doing this, because honestly, at this point, I really don't think, I'm not usually this serious, but I really don't think I could go through it and do it without being an emotional ball of tears, and because they're like family to me, and these are like my home movies more than anything
so you
else.
can find those out on YouTube.
Yeah.
But today
so
you're still
you.
doing the Time for Hemp radio show.
Oh
You've been
my
doing
God,
that for several years now.
And it's now really exciting because every day is a different theme, and all of my joint hosts that come onto the program are bringing with them their joint friends. And normally I've been booking the shows and calling up my friends that you want to be a guest, can you make Tuesday, and getting a backup guest in case somebody forgets and gets stoned and doesn't make the show, right? Okay, that happens. So, but now on Mondays we got Healthy Mondays, and Marilyn Mathry brings on people who are doing research.
She's
and
a nurse who founded Patients Out of Time.
They're great, and they got doctors. Laura, she's bringing on Andrew Weil in another couple of weeks.
That's great.
And then we got every Tuesday we got Accessory Tuesdays, and I'm not talking about your ties and your rings. I'm talking about bongs, pipes, lights, and all the things that go with an illegal market, because this plant, is illegal. You can't touch it, but by golly, you can buy papers, you can buy bongs, you can buy lights, you can buy all this stuff to make it grow and smoke it, but you just can't buy it. That's kind of like, hello. Wednesdays, they're booking the show for me. LEAP, we're doing What Would Happen If the
That's Law Enforcement Against Prohibition, which is
Yeah.
law enforcement officers who are in favor of legalizing marijuana and other drugs.
And Peter Chris is the joint host, and he brings on all of these joint friends, and we're focused on what would happen if the federal government was getting involved in your face. Like we got former DEA agents, former IRS agents, former border guards, so that you're crossing the border, you got 10 pounds of pot, the IRS is looking for your illegal money. Why would the DEA listen to you?
And then on Thursdays,
we
I
got
get
Paul
to
Stanford, and Paul brings on his friends, and Paul's friends are jointly known around the world as being bright, educated, hardworking activists.
And then Friday.
And he's also bringing with him.
Bring back Willie Nelson.
Bringing back Willie Nelson for a show coming soon. Thank you, Willie. We love you. Don't forget, we want you to take time for hemp. And then on Fridays, we got We Are the World Fridays.
Michael Kravitz, who's
he's a great man.
Knows many people all around the. He's been a guest on our show.
Yeah, he made it so that the VA has to let veterans have their medical marijuana in states. Well, he's bringing on UN people where they're talking about around the world how our policies.
So how do people find your radio show?
AmericanFreedomRadio.com and on AM/FM stations all across America, Monday through Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. Pacific. That's 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard. Thank you for letting me do my announcer voice.
And so we have a caller who's been standing by. Welcome to the show, caller.
How you doing?
Very well. How are you?
Just fine. I need to ask you a question. I've had quite a few car accidents, and I've been taking medication for my injuries, and I could take them while I'm working and stuff, and don't have a problem. But a few years back, I thought about getting my medical card, and I was wondering how that would work because obviously I can't, do that while I'm working.
No, you can't do it while you're working. Now, what's your job again?
Well, about taking medication or having the medical marijuana card. What's that?
Do you drive in your job?
Sometimes.
It's not good for people who have to have a commercial driver's license because you got to have mandatory drug testing if you have a commercial driver's license. But if you have Marinol, that might help you in that regard. But all you have to do is call us. And if you have any of those conditions there, chronic pain, spasms, seizures, glaucoma, AIDS, cancer, gastrointestinal ailments like GERD or IBS, or neurodegenerative diseases like multiple sclerosis or Parkinson's or ALS, marijuana could help you. Or wasting syndrome, the inability to eat, and that could be caused by medications. Then give us a call. We have clinics all across America. We've helped over 150,000 people get their medical marijuana permits. You can call us anywhere in the nation at 1-800-723-0188. That's 1-800-723-0188. If you're here in the Portland area, you can call us locally at 503-235-4606. That's 503-235-4606. Or you can just come into our clinic down at 105 Southeast 18th Avenue. That's 105 Southeast 18th Avenue, just off of Burnside, the north-south dividing line here in Portland. And we have offices everywhere from Michigan to Hawaii. We've seen patients in 60 cities all across America. We're planning this year to expand into the east and northeast.
Okay. So they would give me more information about what I need to do.
You need your medical records. You give them the medical records, assuming you have documentation of one of the qualifying conditions. Then you come in and you see a nurse and a doctor who does a physical exam, evaluation, fill out all the paperwork. Then you take that paperwork and turn it into the state health authorities here in Oregon. In California and Washington, the paperwork the doctor fills out is your permit. In all the other medical marijuana states in the District of Columbia, you have to turn that paperwork into a state agency. Usually, it's, as it is in Oregon, the health department. They've changed the name of it now. It's the Oregon Health Authority. They've changed their name three times in the past 3 years. Nice. But they also increased our fee for medical marijuana from $100 to $200, and they added an extra $50 fee in there if you want to name someone else as your grower.
So you got to buy those new signs. So
but that hasn't come into effect yet, has it?
No, that came into effect last October. So then once you've got the documentation from the doctor, then you have to turn it in, if you're in Oregon, with $200. If you name someone else as your grower, $250. If you're on Social Security supplemental security income, then there is a break on the fees a little bit. But yeah,
Okay.
those fees are in effect. Now, our initiative would make it legal for anybody to grow their own.
Yeah,
so I urge you just to go out and get our petition and sign it, and let's put this thing on the ballot and make it legal for everybody.
Thank you.
Okay, I will do that then.
Thank you. Then we don't
Thank
have
you,
to
and
pay.
have a good evening.
Thanks for calling. Yeah, when we put that on the ballot, no longer will we have to pay that $250 fee. We don't eliminate it for people who want to still get the medical permit, but you wouldn't need it then. So there you have it. If you have a question or comment for us tonight, you can call us at 503-358-2418. That's 503. What did I say? 503-235-4606. That's it. Not that other one.
You've been
503.
You've been smoking in your garden
I was
again,
thinking.
ain't you?
I was thinking somewhere else there. I was saying, do we have a film to roll? That's what I was trying to communicate to the folks. Yep, we do. Here's a film. We're going to roll, and we'll be back in just a second.
A couple of years ago, I read a book I think that a lot of us have read by now called The Emperor Wears No Clothes, and it was in that book there was a reprint of an article. The one thing in that book that I saw that could not be argued with was an article that came out in a 1938 edition of Popular Mechanics magazine, February edition, if anybody wants to go check it out, that said a new $1 billion crop for the farmers. Most people that I talked to had no idea, just like me, that hemp and marijuana was the same thing. We were ignorant of that fact. Also, we were ignorant of the fact that hemp could be used as food. It can be used as clothing. The first Levi's in this country were made from hemp. The first Bibles were printed on hemp paper. The Declaration of Independence, the first 2 copies of this was printed on hemp paper. People don't know that. The leading agricultural crop there in 1937 was hemp. When they took that away from the farmers, it would be like taking wheat away from Kansas, cotton away from Texas. It's just devastating what has happened to the farmers in that area since their leading agricultural crop, which, as we've all seen, is a very beneficial, and not only beneficial, necessary plant that the earth needs. If it wasn't supposed to be there, the big guy wouldn't put it there. You know, he didn't make no mistakes. So he put him here for a reason. One of the reasons, I believe, is that the root is like 10 to 12 inches long, which literally holds the planet together. Now, what happens when you eradicate a plant from the planet? If you check history, every civilization that has gone under since the beginning of time has gone under because of soil erosion and the inability of the people to be able to feed themselves. Now, is that a serious problem today? Look at Bangladesh.
Yeah, really
look at the places on the planet where hemp has been made illegal to grow. In the state of Iowa, that state in the last 100 years has lost over 50% of its topsoil.
Wow.
So we're talking about farming areas that are going down the drain because of some some very well-planned conspiracy to take the hemp plant off the planet to keep it from being competition to the other products that it would be competition to, your petrochemicals, your paper, all the textiles. Now, business is business, as they say, and anything is fair in love and war. Yeah. But when you start taking something that valuable away from the planet, you're affecting other things other than just business associates. You're affecting our children who eat, and you're affecting yourself and me. We're taking food away from, healthy food away from our families, and we're taking the healthy soil away from our planet. Knowledge, education, I think this is the first thing that has to be done. The American farmer has to be made aware that 50 years ago this was a legal crop, and why was it taken away? I think he has to start asking himself, why is this hidden from me? Let his curiosity start growing. Why did my grandfather plant hemp, and why can I not plant hemp? Now, I've heard all about the big scare of the marijuana thing, but most people who have lived any length of time at all and have been around anything at all on this planet knows that if we have any serious problems in the world, which we do, marijuana is not one of them.
No, not really.
Not one of them. When you start listing our serious problems, it's way down on the list somewhere. And it might be even one of our greatest assets that has been disguised to make appear to be a bad guy. So I think what the farmer should do, and not only the farmer, every taxpayer out there, everybody who's affected, everybody who eats food, should start wondering, why are we so kept in the dark over this one plant, the hemp plant? I think that you're able to do this television.
Hey, they should keep rolling that. I don't know. They can keep going. That was your interview with Willie Nelson back in, was that 91?
That was 91, back when mullets were in fashion, and I thought I was groovy wearing a mullet.
Hey, I don't even know what a mullet is.
Well, hey, I had hair back then to have a mullet. Now,
see.
this is my style.
Life moves on.
Yeah. Well, wasn't he great?
He was.
Eloquent?
He was. He's still great.
He's an amazing individual.
He's a really nice man, too.
I count myself blessed to be able to say that Willie Nelson and I have crossed paths and became friends. So God bless you, Willie, your family, your wife, and may peace follow you wherever you go.
Okay, if you have a question or comment for us out there, call us at 503-288-4448. We'll take a caller. Welcome to the show, caller. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
I'm pretty good. How are you guys?
Doing well.
Mellow, thank you.
I recently saw my doctor. This is kind of like a success story because most of the doctors I know don't want to have anything to do with THC, but she asked me if I did any street drugs, and I said, well, if you want to call it that, I call it medicinal, but other people might not want to call it that. She goes, what is that? I said, it's medicinal marijuana. And she said, does it help? I go, it helps me sleep, eat, and function. I've got chronic back pain, and I can't get rid of it. I've got migraine headaches, and the medicine really doesn't do anything for me, but the cannabis does. And so she agreed to it, and now I have it on my list of medicines for my ailments. And I'm 63 years old, so when people find out about my medicinal marijuana, they kind of like look at me, like I'm crazy.
Well, once we legalize marijuana and restore hemp, the truth about medicinal marijuana will be free, and it will eliminate the need for a lot of those pharmaceuticals out there, which is one of the main reasons that the petrochemical, pharmaceutical, military, industrial, transnational, corporate elite, fascist ruling class doesn't want us to make marijuana legal, because it's going to realign the whole paradigm.
You almost got that.
Hope I didn't scare you off with those big words like mayonnaise.
That's true. I watch your show every Friday night, and
thank you.
There's really a lot of people out there that want this to happen. I hope we get enough signatures to get it on the ballot this time, because we're going to make it legal.
Yes, I really like that you used the word "we" there, and it's not when are you going to do it. It's going to take all of us. It's not just me. It's not just Casper. It's going to take all of us. So go to that petition or come to our office and pick up some signature sheets. We have petitions sitting in many stores now, like the Third Eye and many of the dispensaries for medical patients, and just get involved, and that's going to change the world. Thanks for calling, sir. Good luck with your health care. If you have a question or comment for us tonight.
Let me talk to you, and everybody out there that has applied for a medicinal marijuana permit, if it seems kind of like it's a long road, it kind of is, but it isn't. But it's well worth it. So anybody thinking about doing it, go ahead and do it. It's well worth it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Thanks for your comment, question. Have a good night. We're going to do a little show and tell tonight. I have an extensive collection of antique medical marijuana containers. Here is one. It is a cannabis indica and salicylic acid. That's cannabis and aspirin. And it is made by Seabury and Johnson. Seabury and Johnson was the predecessor of Johnson and Johnson. And so it's this, in fact, the actual material is still here in this tin. And so I'm going to open it up and pull it out. And here it is, 110 years old. I'm not going to unroll it, but you'd put this on your skin if you had any kind of skin disease or psoriasis or anything, and leave it there a little bit and it would become healed. So there it is from Seabury and Johnson, what used to be the predecessor of Johnson & Johnson. Right next door, there's a whole bunch of powder off of it, aspirin powder on my table here. Here's another thing from Seabury's. This was the predecessor. Well, it says there, Seabury and Johnson. I don't know if you can see that in there. Maybe we can close in just a little bit. But this is another, it was a corn medicine. You'd put this on your corn, a little foot wart, and it would stay on there for 72 hours, and then you just scrape that callus or corn off, and it would, hey, that's good. There we go. That's better. You can see it better now. And it would, on a big screen, I bet that looks cool. You'd be able to take the corn off, and voila. Now move slowly over there, cameraman one, and here we have another. This is from Johnson & Johnson, and it is a cannabis corn medicine again. It says on the back that it contains 20% salicylic acid, aspirin again, and 10% extract of cannabis indica, and 70% rubber mass to combine all of this. And so you just put that on your skin, and there it is. It says across the bottom, if you can see it, Johnson & Johnson, after Seabury went away. Then here, this one's really cool. It's an asthma medicine. You can see there's a little guy there, and he's inhaling the vapors, and it tells you to burn the leaf, this cannabis, and inhale it, and it will stop your asthma. It's made in Toronto, Canada, and as you know, they're French as well. There's the French side from Toronto.
Was it like buds or something?
Yeah, it was filled up with powdered buds back in the day, which is like 1890.
Dang.
And so made in Toronto, English and French, asthma relief. And like I said, you can see the guy inhaling. Then next door, we have this one. This one's bigger. It's an Indian lung remedy. Indian lung remedy. And it says here it's for colds and asthma and problems with your lungs. You can see there's still some of it in there. So it's antique medicine. This is like 1910. Yet you would, this says, take a tablespoon in a dose and begin by taking a half a dose and increase to a full dose and takes 2 or 3 times a day. In severe cases, take up to 4 times a day. And it's we recommend this herbal remedy, especially for those who are subject to repeated colds, for asthma, hay fever, hemorrhage of the lungs, anemia, dropsy, coughs, colds, build-up of flu, pneumonia, and any lung trouble. Made by Gallagher's of Petersburg, Ontario. Last but not least.
Speaking of Gallagher, love to him. His heart did what his watermelons have been doing.
Oh, really?
Sorry.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
He had a heart attack.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
This is American hemp, and it is made in Cincinnati, Ohio, from the William S. Merrill Chemical Company. American hemp, and it says that it is an anodyne and nervine, and but possesses little of the powerful narcotic, intoxicating, hypnotic properties of East Indian cannabis.
It's hypnotic?
Well, cannabis can be. It is recommended for rheumatism, hysteria, mental depression, etc.
Wow.
There you have it. That's the end of our, that's American hemp.
So every politician should take this.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that.
Like it. Absolutely. They're a little hysterical if you ask me.
We have another film clip we're going to roll, and we'll be back in just a second. Here's our friend, Mr. Willie Nelson.
Hi, I'm Willie Nelson, and I urge you to support the Oregon Cannabis Tax Act to regulate marijuana and restore industrial hemp. This initiative will end adult marijuana prohibition and let our criminal justice officers focus limited resources on real criminals and not on marijuana users like me. OCTA will also allow farmers to grow hemp for fuel, fiber, and food, to create jobs and help our economy. Please support OCTA. Thank you.
So there you have it. Willie Nelson urges you to help us restore freedom in America. Come on to our website at cannabistaxact.org or come to our office at 2712 Northeast Sandy Boulevard and help us put this important issue on the ballot. What OCTA will do is allow adults to grow their own cannabis. It will free the sale of seeds and starts without regulation to those over the age of 21. It will allow medicine to be produced that's untaxed so that patients could get medicine at the farmer's cost. And it would evenly and equitably distribute the licenses to cultivate, process, and sell cannabis to all applicants based upon market demand. It would also allow farmers to grow hemp for fuel, fiber, and food so that we could just completely reorient our economy. So I urge you to go to our website and get involved in the Oregon Cannabis Tax Act petition.
And to all the women out there that Willie's loved before, he's back on the road again trying to make it legal.
He's got a great song that says that.
cheesy?
Yeah,
Is
it's a
that
really
cheesy?
good song. That was a little cheesy, but you know, we could go with some more songs. He's crazy.
Oh my gosh!
I won't bore us with song. I spent my my singing lesson money on cannabis when I was a kid.
Did you?
Oh, well. There you have it. But yeah, it was neat seeing him in the studio cutting music. It was a pretty nifty experience. And then got to see him play in Los Angeles with his son Lucas. Is a great guitarist.
And his daughter rocks.
His daughter,
amazing.
he's got a couple of daughters who have musical careers. His one daughter, Paula Nelson, has her own band, and his other daughter, Amy Nelson's teamed up with Arlo Guthrie's daughter, Kathy Guthrie, and they have a band called Folk Uke, because they play ukulele. One of them plays a ukulele, so it's folk
Arlo
uke.
Guthrie did folk music. I don't know if you knew that.
I know that.
You know that?
I know
yeah,
that.
okay.
Yeah.
Pretty
And
good
so
folk
did his
singer.
dad, Woody.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, the old elder Woody, not Woody Harrelson, but Woody Guthrie.
Oh.
In fact, Woody was employed by the Bonneville Power Administration back in the 30s to write songs. One of the few people to get a federal gig to write songs.
Well, there's a hobby.
Yeah, there it is.
Wow.
They're still, I think one of them's the theme, or the state song for the state of Washington. Roll on, Columbia, roll on. If you have a question for us tonight, we might have time for one or two more. Call us at 503-288-4448. That's 503-288-4448. If you want to get involved in our petition drive, or you want to find a doctor who can help you get a permit for medical marijuana, then call us at 503-235-4606. That's 503-235-4606. If you're outside of the Portland area, you can call us at 1-800-723-0188. That's 1-800-723-0188. And we are hiring petitioners. If you're looking for work out there, you know someone who likes to walk a lot and talk a lot, then call us at that number here in Portland, 503-235-4606, because we are in the process of hiring petitioners. Right now we have about 50,000 signatures. We need 87,213 valid registered Oregon voter signatures by July 6th. So please help us get this on the ballot. So you want to put in one more plug for Time for Hemp, Casper?
I do. Remember, the people that come on as guests to me, in my eyes, are superstars, and they really have something important to say. And we got a great archive that you can download all past programming. So if you want to listen to comments from Michelle Rainey or Jack Hare or Gateway Galbraith or any of the founders of the marijuana movement, they're there. It's meant to be a tool for activists to utilize to help educate the community around them about the viability of utilizing hemp for paper, fiber, fuel, and medications, and the importance of ending prohibition so that we're no longer putting people behind bars for embracing a plant. Please use Time for Hemp as a way to open minds, and remember, it will always be an amazing archive of information for you to use to help combat ignorance. Thank you for letting me make that comment. Again, the people who sit down, the guests, are superstars. They are the ones who need to be praised for all their hard work, and I hope Time for Hemp does justice in putting a spotlight on them.
All right, well, we are going to go out on another wonderful song from John Cornette and Jan Sue. Hey, I want to thank you for coming on and joint hosting the show. You're my joint host here, and I'm your joint host on Thursdays on Time for Hemp.
Absolutely.
Want to thank all of you for watching. Get involved in our petition drive. Help us restore hemp. Good night. And here's John Jansu.
Thank you, Paul, very much.
Thank you.
I just want to say something real quick. You know, I was really
Please.
struck by what you said about when cannabis becomes legal. Basically, that's the denotation that our conscious mind will be freed from this prison we've been in, this hell we've been in. And to answer your question from earlier, how did I get here? I've been extremely frustrated about another movement I'm involved in called the New Energy Movement. Mm-hmm. And we're about to go public with energy devices that are classified as alternate energy emerging technologies.
Cool.
These things have been around for a while, and pretty soon, folks, we're going to be flying around in inverse gravity vehicles.
Awesome. All right.
And we're going to have all the energy we need without any coal, gas, oil, or solar and wind. And that's the God's honest truth.
Sounds like a Tesla thing.
If you want to donate to this cause, you go to northpointcharity.org and
.com.
It's .org. northpointcharity.org. It's a nonprofit organization, and a very close friend of mine, John Searle, is one of the recipients.
All right. Well, thanks.
Okay. You're welcome.
I'll be checking that out myself.
And this is called Metaganja. Rose by any name is still a rose.
All right.
Me like Metaganja. Ganja. We like to use Metaganja. Food or medicine, prohibition must end Metaganja. That's right. Ganja. Me want Metaganja. Ganja, they want to grow Metaganja. Stick it in the ground.